Hello and welcome to the ZBN podcast. This is your host of this time, Xiaber, and with us we have co-host Spigel.
Hey.
And guest star Chazzy.
Hey guys.
Superfan Chazzy joining the show.
I finally made it.
Chazzy.
So this is exciting, right? Because you won the some contest we had or something, and you're on the show now.
Nope.
Yeah, you won. You won something.
That was Smearg.
No.
Yeah, it was Smearg.
Smearg won something, and then Chazzy won the other thing.
No, I don't think I won anything.
All right, well.
Did you win a poster?
I'm just here.
All right, well, he's here. Welcome.
He's here,
hi, everybody.
And he's winning. So, Chazzy, being a new guest star of here, tell us about yourself. Like, what games are you playing right now? What are you into?
I'm playing way too many games at once. I can't keep track. I'm playing Mother 3, but that's kind of been on a little bit of a hiatus because I've been waiting for a controller to get here. Finally got here, though, so I'm going to get back to that. What else am I playing? I'm playing Pokemon Black. I'm playing...
Real quick, what did you think of that generation of Pokemon games? Like, do you think it was a step forward?
I do. I'm not even, like, anywhere close to being done with my first Generation 5 game, and it's already like one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, I really liked I liked the sequels more than the originals in that gen, but Black 2 I thought is actually one of my favorite Pokemon games ever. So I definitely think no matter what other people think about the creativity of the Pokemon designs, Black 2, man, I think it's really good.
I mean, let's be real. All of the Pokemon designs are a little bit
Who
but
cares?
It's still like
people get so worked up about it. It's just like it doesn't bother me really.
It doesn't bother me either. And so far,
Pokemon.
The story in Black has been fantastic. I love N. N is great.
Right? It's the actual like first Pokemon game to have like a legit story that I was actually interested in. So
yeah, same.
You don't need Pokemon, you just need Mother 3.
Yeah, that game's story is really good too. I need to finish it, but Jealous Space is really hard.
Yeah.
So what else?
I'm in the middle of playing Super Metroid, which is my first Metroid game.
Really?
Because I'm a scrub, yeah.
Yeah, Scrub play Metroid Prime.
Yeah, I know. That's probably going to be my next one.
Oh, dude.
Because I got the trilogy, I got the Metroid Prime trilogy while it was on its like half off sale when it came out.
I think Omni bought that too, but I don't think he's played it yet either.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what's wrong with you people?
I need to play more video games.
You guys need to go play the best game of all
I've played
time.
like no video games. I've played one Zelda game.
Haven't
and
you been
I
on
need to amend that?
You've been on summer vacation, right?
Yeah, but I was really busy during June.
Okay.
But I am on summer vacation, and now I get to do things like be on the ZBN. Yay!
Yeah.
So what's your favorite game ever?
My favorite game ever is Kid Icarus Uprising.
Really?
Mm.
Yeah.
I never played that, and I have passed up many opportunities to purchase it.
The one main barrier to entry for it is its controls, which is why I really want them to do a game for the Wii U, because a lot of the main problems with Kid Icarus Uprising is that you control it by you move Pit with the circle pad, fire with the L button, and control where he aims and where he looks with the touch screen.
Ooh.
And I can work with that setup just because my hands are gigantic, and a lot of people say they get hand cramps from that game, but I get hand cramps from every 3DS game, so
that reminds me of the
much.
control scheme from like Dementium the Ward on DS, where you have to like look around using the touchscreen and like you shoot with the L button, and it's like I have moderately sized hands, but they really start to hurt after a while, so I don't think I would be into that.
Yeah, I mean, that's really the main barrier to entry for like that game's soundtrack is fantastic. The characters are hilarious. Pit is so funny, and it's also just really fun to play. It's like it makes me want to play Star Fox because I haven't played Star Fox yet. Sorry,
oh man,
Chris. But that's another game I need to get to.
There's a lot of games you need to get
so
to.
while
there really is. There really is, and I just need to do it at one point.
Just do
it.
Yeah.
While I'm in host mode, because I've been talking a lot, Xiber, why are you the host today?
Because I feel like
No,
it.
what's the real reason?
Oh, because I came up with the idea for the podcast.
Yeah, so this is a Xiber original. In a couple seconds, we're gonna actually start doing it.
Just do it!
Yes.
Starting right now.
No, 3 seconds.
So what you just heard was some music kicking in the background, and this is something we've never done before. This is a very unique episode. It is not Space Pirate Radio. Go watch Space Pirate Radio, you scrubs. Why doesn't it have any
go
views?
watch that.
Nobody watches that show. Why?
I don't know.
Go watch Space Pirate Radio. Even
Yeah,
though
go watch it.
I give you permission to pause this and go watch Space Pirate Radio.
Yeah, do
Just
it.
come back after.
Yeah. So what are we doing today, Xiber?
Alright, so this podcast is all about video game music.
Woo!
Yes, because we all love music, which is why we have Space Pirate Radio. And I thought, hey, why don't we actually talk about why we like the music? What's our favorite music? How important is the music to us?
Real quick, just a little bit of background. Music is like your specialty, right, Chazzy?
Yeah, pretty much. Right now, I'm in the Gamer Symphony Orchestra at my university, and
Nice.
I'm trying to finish up an a cappella arrangement of Smiles and Tears. And that's going really well. I actually finished writing everything last night. I'm just doing a million tweaks.
And you're
But,
working
yeah.
on projects for the ZBN as well, secret projects that will not be revealed until a later date.
Super secret projects.
Well then,
Yeah.
I don't even know about it.
You know. Oh yeah, you don't know about them because you're never in the ZB chat. So, Xiber, what's your background with music? Before we sort of get going.
I played most of the brass instruments throughout high school.
Yeah, high
and,
five, me too.
Yeah, I played sax during high
High
school.
five.
All right.
So you're playing instruments in this orchestra thing now, or is it just singing that you're
I'm part of the
doing?
chorus. I do a lot of
Okay.
singing. But I played sax
Yes.
for quite a while.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, and I'm a musician still, obviously, as well. I play bass in a rock and roll band, and I'm also the singer, even though I can't sing. Worth the darn.
All right, let's just start a band now. You be the bass, I'll be brass instruments, and Chazzy will sing.
Yeah.
It sounds like a real.
Sounds awesome.
It sounds like a real progressive type of group. I don't even know how you'd make that work.
I don't know either. But because of my fun having played instruments and just listening to plenty of RPG songs, I just really enjoy the music from video games.
Music from video games is basically the only music I actually listen to anymore.
Is that right?
Pretty
I have a lot of
much.
friends that are like that. yeah.
There's a couple exceptions, and remixes of music from video games, which I'll talk about later. But basically, yeah, I mostly just listen to video game music now.
So what's give us some directions, Xiber. What are we talking about? I don't even know.
I was just about to say it. We'll start off with our first topic, which is how important is the music in games to us? We've had a similar conversation when there was a fan question about what is important to games.
I think that was
but
from
let's just
Smearg. I think that was
focus
the question that got him on the podcast.
Yeah, and I was
Probably.
actually gonna talk about that too.
Yeah, go ahead.
on- Let's just focus on the music here, though.
Yeah, the four main points for video games were gameplay, music, story, and visuals. And I wasn't on that podcast, so I didn't get to rate them. But if I had to rate them, I would put gameplay first, then I'd put music, because that's just, I'm a music person, and I just love music so much. Then I'd put story, then I'd put visuals after that. But music's really important to me. There's a couple of games that I've picked up just because I've wanted to listen to the soundtrack while I play them.
Games like the games like Rhythm Heaven and games that revolve around music are just one example, I think, of music being incredibly important in games. Games like Donkey Kong Jungle Beat is one of my favorite games ever, and that whole thing is sort of revolved around creating your own rhythm and your own tempo and stuff like that. And it's really interesting how you can make a gameplay, how you can make gameplay with just the beats. It's a really interesting concept. I encourage everyone to try Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, even with the
Rhythm
bongos.
Heaven too. I love Rhythm Heaven so much.
Have any of you guys played Bit Trip Runner?
No, what's that?
I haven't because my
Bit
PC's
Trip
awful.
Runner is this nice game where it's a running game where you have to press buttons to jump, break obstacles that get in your way or etc., but your character is always running at the same speed. And it's just really nice because it has this music that goes along with it, and it can intensify if you collect specific items.
That sounds exactly like Harmonite for 3DS.
Yeah. And so, like, you pretty much have to keep to the beat, otherwise you wouldn't really know when to press buttons well.
That reminds me, people who have no sense of rhythm, I feel so sorry for them. Like, I'll go somewhere and I'll see, people clapping along to the music, and they're just clapping on, like, random beats, and I'm like, you don't get it.
Or they clap on like the 1 and the 3.
It's so
instead of the
sad.
2 and the 4. It's like
Kingdom Hearts Purify Sleep, there's this ice cream rhythm mini game, and there's so many people that just complain, say, I can't beat it. I'm all like, I get perfect on it in the first try. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Rhythm Heaven, the Gamer Symphony Orchestra just did Air Rally from Rhythm Heaven Fever in our last big concert, and I was the voice guy. I was the cat hitting the badminton at the planes.
We may need a little context for that song. So if we could be playing that right now in the podcast, we could kind of all hear what you're talking about. So
I don't even know what you're talking about. A cat hitting a badminton to planes?
Yeah, that's just kind of what Rhythm Heaven is.
It's like WarioWare with music, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah. I played like the first few bits of it. I should go back to it.
I do own it
Basically,
on DS.
the point of that game is that you are a dog flying a plane, and you're flying next to a cat who's also flying a plane, and you guys are playing badminton while flying your planes, and you have to hit the badminton back to the other person at the like correct points in the rhythm. And occasionally the cat will change up the rhythm, and he'll like the vocal cue he gives you for changing up the rhythm is ba ba bom bom. And when we did that in our orchestra, we needed someone to do the ba ba bom bom for the audience because we wanted the audience to participate. And I auditioned.
That's a dangerous
for the part.
game, as I'm sure you know.
It was, but I auditioned for it and I got the part, and it was a lot of fun.
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun. I wish I was in something like that.
Go play Rhythm Heaven.
It's really cool
Guys.
that you guys can have something like that. Like, what is the audience for that sort of thing? Like, who goes to your shows?
Mostly like younger people, but it's kind of like varied. A lot of like parents of people in the orchestra will also go, but it's a lot of like younger people in college, and we get like pretty good turnouts. And we last semester we performed at the Smithsonian too, and it was really cool.
That is cool. Yeah. So
let's get
real
let's
quick.
Get back on to topic.
Yeah. We have a topic. Yeah, but I know. I just wanted to say. I was gonna try to drag it back on topic, ironically, but
Okay.
just since the question was how important is music to us in games, I would say it's monumentally important because music, apart from just the basic level of like playing a music game like Guitar Hero or Rhythm Heaven, like just in a regular style adventure game, you could be playing, and if there was no music behind it, you would just kind of be there. But at some points in Resident Evil 4, for example, I feel like the music is really immersive, and it really helps convey that sense that you need to be scared. Music can really bring that, I think, probably more than any other element in games, or anything really. It is conveying a mood. I think it's very important for the mood of a game, and I think oftentimes for a lot of games, it really it's vitally important to the success of that game.
That's a good thought,
I
because
completely agree.
To me, music like focuses on every single part of the game. It can immerse you into the story of the game. It will help with the visuals of what, like, are you in a cave? Okay, this is some
This is
music
cave
to make it
music.
sound like you're in a cave. This is cave music. And obviously we just talked about how it can help with gameplay and stuff.
Yeah, like a lot of tracks that, like a lot of my favorite songs from video games are tracks that are, one, incredibly memorable, and two, also will set like a mood for what's going on. And one really good example of that I can think of off the top of my head is "Don't Speak Her Name" from Fire Emblem Awakening. That song is really, really good and emotional, and it's also just like a really memorable song.
I should mention, like, what do you like? Do you feel like it can ever become distracting, the music, at a certain point where it's like overtaking the gameplay? Because I don't think that should ever happen. I don't ever want to be distracted by the music. I just want it to be there, and then if it's a good listen, that's fine. But I don't want it to be so overbearing that it just takes over everything.
Yeah, I agree with that too, but it happens a lot more frequently with me just because I pay attention to the music a lot. Like, there was like one point when I was playing Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, which is another one of my favorite games, and I got to the X-Naut Fortress, and that just really funky jam starts playing, and I was like,
I'm having trouble remembering that one right now.
I kind of temporarily forgot where I was in the game.
I'm having trouble remembering that one. It's not sticking out to me right now for some reason, but I will. I'm with you. Paper Mario Thousand Year Door is really good. So.
I tried to hum it, but it moves really fast. It's like yeah.
I really think it depends on the music. Sometimes I like just stopping and listening, but that's more for like overworld themes and such. If I'm in a dangerous location, I don't really want to stop and listen to the music.
Do you think there's ever a song that has made you stop and listen, Xiber? Because I can think of a couple. One of them being I don't know why, but the overworld theme in Twilight Princess just blew me away the first time I heard it. It was so captivating to me, and I really had to just like stop and enjoy it.
Yeah, I think it's generally like games that are into series that I've played so many times, so that I'm listening to a remix of a song I already know or something.
Twilight Princess was the theme for that one was a brand new song, I believe, wasn't it?
I mean, it still had hints of old songs, but yeah. Because that's just how Zelda music works. They never make brand new songs. Now they're making songs backwards.
Koji Kondo, I think, is a master at what he does. He's so good. I love, like, our next topic is like favorite stuff, and he's my favorite composer. Yeah. Like, period.
He's actually my third favorite composer.
You have wait, hold on. You have a list? You have an actual list? Is it like top 8?
Well, I have my 3 favorite composers. Nothing after that. Because for me, top 1 is Yoko Shimomura, and she did all the Kingdom Hearts music. She did Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga.
Did she do the J-pop intro to those games too, or is that someone else?
No, that was Utada Hikaru. Not sure that's pronounced.
Is that a Japanese name?
Yeah, she's a J-pop singer. But Yoko also makes a bunch of the music for the Smash Bros. Series. Like, she made one of the Mother songs. She made the Type A Tetris song.
So she's just kind of like just a very well-rounded composer and respected, obviously, in the industry. Because she does music for so many different...
She's in a lot of series. Yeah. And then number 2 is Nobuo Uematsu, who mainly did the Final Fantasy games up to 10, I believe.
Yeah.
And he's not my number 1 just because he kind of has his own theme and sticks to it. So Chazzy, do you have your favorite composers or anything? Or just favorite music from a series or a game?
Well, I have a lot of favorite series, but I don't have like necessarily a few. Like, there are a couple composers that have like stuck out to me, but nothing like. It's mostly like favorite game series, and one of those, which first off, controversial thing in the ZBN, I enjoy the Sonic the Hedgehog series. And
get off the show.
No, I've been banished. But the music from those games, like, basically throughout the entire series, has mostly been pretty fantastic. Even in like some of the like lesser known spin-off games.
What about Sonic R?
Weren't good. Sonic R is actually one of my favorite video game soundtracks.
I'm not gonna lie.
Just because
the music in that game is hilarious. Like,
it's hilarious, but it's still really good.
So we've played Supersonic Racing on the podcast before, but I think this is a good time to bring it back. So right here, let's hear some Supersonic Racing.
No, actually, I'd put Back in Time, because that song's fantastic.
That one's really bad too.
Cause like,
just put whatever you want.
I grew up and listened, like, basically I had like 2 CDs in the car, and one of them was Backstreet Boys and the other was NSYNC. So I grew up on that type of music, and I've kind of like have a nostalgic connection to it to this day, and that's why I still really love Sonic R's soundtrack.
You feel that like attachment to the 90s that so many of us 90s kids have still.
Yeah.
Although you guys aren't officially 90s kids apparently.
Not really.
Which
What?
like apparently like legit 90s kids that were born in like 88 or whatever, like they're like, you're not a real 90s kid if you're born in 93. I feel like I'm a 90s kid. I don't know.
Oh, I'm totally a 90s kid because
I was
decade
born in-
themes don't even happen until the last half of the decade.
I was born in the same year that Super Mario 64 came out.
So 96.
Wow.
Yeah. And
You're
my
so
first
young.
video game was the original Super Smash Bros. Well, that was the first video game I owned. My grandmother had an NES. But
This is a separate
Still.
discussion, but favorite video game commercials, the original Super Smash Bros. Has to be up there for me.
oh yeah, that probably is my favorite video game commercial.
It's
The Super
hilarious.
Mario
I like-
Sunshine one is also pretty
I like the A Link
hilarious.
to the Past one.
What's that?
A Link to the Past.
Oh yeah. The with
Actually,
the
the Oracle
is that
games
the one with the
were good,
rap?
too. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's
And,
when Nintendo made
uh,
good advertisements.
Yeah. Super Mario Sunshine was pretty hilarious.
But
Clean is better than dirty, and neater's better than clean.
oh, I remember that. Wow, that totally did not stick out to me until you started singing it. That's
It's so ridiculous.
yes, it is. It really is.
But yeah, all the Sonic games. Sonic Riders Zero Gravity has a particularly good one. Secret Rings has a good one too. Also Kid Icarus Uprising, Paper Mario. I also really like the soundtrack to Mario Party 3 because that's also one of my favorite games.
Yeah.
And there are just a couple really good tracks in there. Waluigi Island is just really fitting for Waluigi.
I'm trying to remember what I like from that one. I really like the battle mode. Like I think all the maps pretty much have the same music, and I remember it being really good.
If
Am
you
I
played
right
the
about
amount
that?
of Mario Party 3 that I have, you would know that that's not true.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Which one am I thinking of then? I don't know, but
I've just played so much of that game.
Okay.
I'm such a Mario Party fanatic.
Such Nintendo fans here.
yeah,
I really am. I actually just recently discovered that, apparently I actually have a PlayStation 2. I should get games for that.
Totally.
Yeah.
Go get
Like, I
Ratchet
just,
and Clank and
found
Sly
it
Cooper
while I
and
was
Jack
looking around
Master.
for stuff a few days ago, and I was like, I actually have this system that I didn't know about. I should get games for this right away.
you didn't know that you had a PS2? Like you actually didn't know? I thought you were just
Like, I had one, and then I got, like... I got one, like, off of a whim when I was really young, because I asked my parents for it, and they just gave it to me, and I played, like, 2 games on it, and then completely forgot it existed.
wow.
Are we talking about
Because
the
it was, like,
PS2 or
really
the
late in the
Wii?
lifespan. But it was, like... Well, now that I actually know that I have it, I'm gonna go, like, get all of the great PS2 games.
So really quick, favorite track from any of the Paper Mario games? I want to see if we have the same one.
Well, I already kind of mentioned X Not Fortress, so that's
So that's
probably
your
mine.
choice. Okay, I was
Yeah.
gonna say Rogueport. Rogueport is really good.
Rogueport is fantastic.
I love
too.
the,
that's really high up.
I
there.
love the remix they did of the Rogueport in for Super Smash Bros. On 3DS, and that's
mashed in between the 2 Sticker Star songs.
yeah. And I really liked that it was kind of just stuck in there, just because I felt
Yeah.
like, Sticker Star wasn't that great, and it was just nice to have a reminder that Paper Mario still had some good elements in it.
Yeah.
Although I did like that stage in
While
Smash
we're
Bros.
on the topic of Paper Mario, am I the only person that's not really excited for Paper Jam? Just because it's basically Mario and Luigi with Paper Mario just kind of wedged in there?
I wouldn't say you're not the only person who's not excited. You may be the only person on this podcast who's not excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a Mario and Luigi fan, I'm excited for
Yeah,
it.
me too.
I definitely like Mario and Luigi, but I like Paper Mario way more, and it's basically another Mario and Luigi game when Dream Team just came out, and Thousand Year Door was how many years ago?
But Paper Mario is now becoming one of those series, kind of like Star Fox, where there's really only a couple good games in it, and the rest is just garbage. So especially recently. So I'm excited to see what they can do with it, because we haven't had a good Paper Mario game since 2004.
I'll advocate for Super Mario's story, but it's not the best.
Now-
but I'll at least say it's better than Sticker Star.
Piddle is a big fan
By a
of
lot.
Super Paper Mario, and I think he's stupid for that. So we've had
That
many
game's
arguments
funny,
about
though.
it.
That Piddle, you're stupid.
He's not listening to this. He doesn't have time for this garbage.
Piddle, you should listen to this.
Biddle, you should have time for this garbage.
So we need to talk about music because it's the music show.
Yeah, so Spiegel, what are your favorite music from series or games,
I mean,
etc.?
it's so hard for me to pinpoint like a specific, like, oh, this is my favorite track ever, because there's so many games that I've played where the music is just incredible. Like I could list any number of them, like Xenoblade Chronicles, Resident Evil 4. All the music in the Zelda series is fantastic. Metroid Prime has some of the best music in any game. All the Mario tunes are very iconic, especially the ones in Super Mario 64 for me personally, because that's my first Mario game. And I mean, I've only obviously just mentioned Nintendo games, but for some reason I feel like Nintendo places this importance on music that is not really found in other developers, especially Western developers, by the way. If you notice how we haven't mentioned any Western games in this entire show, no.
Oh, just wait till my turn.
Well, maybe, but like, you know, my favorite games from Western developers like Gears of War, Fallout, and I mean, Fallout has an amazing soundtrack, but I wouldn't say it has like an amazing score or anything like that. Because I mean, all those songs had been written before, so so in terms of creativity, it leaves a little bit to be desired. But I mean, that's okay. But you know, but ultimately, if I'm roaming around the wasteland, I'm listening to, you know, old timey American marches and stuff, and it's good, and it's immersive. But it's not the creativity, you know, that you see from these Eastern developers like Nintendo.
Although there is one track I want to mention from BioShock Infinite. I haven't played that, but I listened to some of its soundtrack, and there's this one. I would say it's a remix, but it's kind of just. It takes "Everybody Wants to Rule the World," which is a song that
Tears for Fears.
Done. Yeah,
Love
Tears
it.
for Fears. They're great. And it turns it into like kind of a honky tonk theme.
Really?
Scott Bradley is fantastic.
Can we hear that one right now, editor? Please. Let's take a listen.
Scott Bradley and his postmodern jukebox are fantastic.
Oh, my wife QJ really loves that stuff.
Yeah, it's amazing. And that one song, like, it takes something that like has been done like a couple times. And like just does something really creative and interesting with it. I think that's cool. Speaking of that, video game remixes are fantastic. Have you guys heard of Overclocked Remix?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're
I think OCR is pretty popular among the members of the chat.
Yeah. Does anyone have like a favorite remixer from OCR?
I mean, I'm not into it enough to pinpoint a specific person. Honestly, as much as I love video game music, remixes just don't really do a whole lot for me by fans. I generally just tend to stick to the source material, which, you know, whatever.
Yeah, I do that a lot too, but there's people have done some incredibly.
Oh, I'm sure they have. It's just not really for me to like go in there and try to search for stuff and find stuff and, you know.
Well, I really enjoy that one guy that does the acapella. I forget his name. He has a big beard and a cat.
Oh yeah.
Smooth McGroove.
Smooth
Is that
is
it?
great.
Yeah, I love his
Does
stuff.
he look like the guy that presented For Honor at Ubisoft's press conference? Todd's dad?
I don't know.
Never mind. Go watch our Ubisoft minutes recap.
Nah. Just listen to this.
Yeah, this is all you really need.
Totally. So, I guess I'll go next then. So,
Quickly to whoever is editing. There's this one remix from OCR for the Wind Waker called, what is it called? Her Smile in Every Summer. It's a remix of Outset Island. Play that now.
We're giving our editor so much work to do in this show. Like, I'm glad I don't have to edit it, but this is probably more work than Space Pirate Radio.
it's gonna
I'm
take
sorry,
forever to do.
editors.
Well, we can maybe keep the show a little bit shorter.
I can send you that song if you don't want to look for it.
We should probably
I don't think it's gonna be an hour long.
as a
podcast,
courtesy,
that's for sure.
you know, send a link to some of this stuff. Because
Yeah.
also, if you want the links, maybe we'll just have them in the description below.
Ooh.
Maybe.
Yeah,
We'll
just
see what
link
happens.
We'll just link our SPR episodes.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Also,
if you
stay
like
tuned
music,
for
what do
my
you?
SPR later.
Yeah, Chazzy's doing an SPR, and I think Xiber's
Yeah.
working on another one. By the time you hear this show, you'll be able to hear Josh's Space Pirate Radio. So check that out. It's gonna be awesome.
So a lot of Space Pirate Radio coming up soon.
Yeah, I mean, we honestly, if I can break the fourth wall kind of a little bit here, it's not really breaking the fourth wall because we're already talking to you, but we have a lot of internal secret projects coming up. That's sort of the reason for the content shortage lately, because we've been focusing our energy a lot on new stuff. So
And E3 just happened.
yeah, and E3 exhaustion, and it's a number of things really, but I am really excited about all the new stuff we have to bring to you here at the ZBN. So subscribe, please, because then you won't miss any of it, and you'll get to hear all of our awesome new shows and things.
Also, comment and tell us how much you like
And listen to
us.
freaking Space Pirate Radio. It's unacceptable at this point.
Yeah,
like
do
none
it,
of these
please.
videos have like over 100 views, and it's like, what are you people doing? This is great.
Also,
I
if
think
you
it's
like
great.
me, I might be doing more things.
Yeah.
At
We're
least I'll
growing.
be trying to. So look forward to that if you like me. If you don't like me, I'm sorry.
I mean, if you don't like you, I mean, they only known you for like 30 minutes, so.
Yeah, true.
30 minutes and 50 seconds.
What were you
so-
saying, Xiber? You were talking about something.
Oh yes, I was gonna go back to the topic of music and what my favorite music stuff is. So for me, obviously, I love the Zelda music. I love.
Is there a specific
Earthbound.
game, Zelda game, that like has the best music to you?
Oh man. Right now, I really like Wind Waker and A Link to the Past music overall. But then I also really enjoy the overworld theme of Spirit Tracks and
Yeah.
the Low Roll Castle theme from A Link Between
People
Worlds.
hate Spirit Tracks so much, it becomes easy to forget that game actually had some fantastic music in it. And the
Yeah, like whenever people complain about Spirit Tracks and they start complaining about music, I'm all like, whoa, 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 you have no idea what you're
top
talking
3
about.
overworld theme in Zelda in Spirit Tracks.
It's an amazing one.
Yeah.
I was riding this train in my friend's yard that's like
What?
a sixth of the size of an actual train, and I just started whistling that song and it was amazing.
Nice.
God, I need to play more Zelda games.
Yes, you do.
I really do.
We need to have a discussion
There's
one day about
really
all the
good
games you
music
have
in
not
that.
played, because it seems like there's a lot of them.
There is a lot of them, and there's a reason for that too.
Okay, we'll discuss that later though.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
this is the music podcast. We keep forgetting that, but it is.
No one's forgetting.
And then,
There's music in the background the whole time. We've had like 30 straight minutes of music. Hopefully.
Thanks, editors. I'm sorry, editors.
Good work, everybody.
And thank you, editors. And then I absolutely love the Earthbound/Mother music. I just can't stop not playing it on YouTube.
Yeah,
I was
Can't
playing a bunch
stop
of songs
not
before doing this
playing it.
podcast.
there's a reason why my first arranging project for my orchestra is Earthbound.
I really like the
It's just
Earthbound
really
battle theme. The you know the dun 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 ba 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 da ba 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 ba.
That sounds really good.
That's actually from Leveling Up, isn't
No.
it?
No, that's one of the battle themes.
I might have
There's
been
like a
singing it
couple.
so badly that you didn't recognize it, but
Probably.
what else?
And then going to Western music. Well, actually, no. I'll start with Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts because I already said I love Yuko Shimomura and Nobuo Uematsu. Kingdom Hearts music is just really great, and Final Fantasy music is so great that they made a rhythm game that has all the music in it. They made 2 of them, and I have both of them, and they're amazing. Theater Rhythm.
How do you like? What's the gameplay like in those games? Because I remember you talked about them a while back, but like I don't really get the concept, and I keep seeing them where I work, and I'm like, maybe I should pick one of these up. Because
So it's like kind of like a basic rhythm game where you have to press buttons when it's like Dance Dance Revolution or Guitar Hero where the buttons are coming across the screen and you have to press them when they get to a specific spot.
Okay.
And then you either tap it, hold it, or swipe
Or
in
bop
a specific
it,
direction.
or twist it,
Or squeeze it, pull it.
flick it.
Yes.
Bop it. Twist it.
Bop
And
it was
so
awesome,
then-
by the way.
Yeah.
And so then what's going on is that you have a health bar because it's an RPG, and if you miss or do bad, then you get health taken away. But if you hit it correctly, then you will deal damage to the monsters on the screen. And so the regular mode, it doesn't really matter destroying monsters and stuff. But then they have these little battle conquest or quest modes where you get more items and stuff for killing monsters or bosses. And so they add nice RPG elements into it that way.
That's pretty cool. Like kind of like it
Yeah.
reminds me of like how they're making Rock Band an RPG now. Rock Band 4 is gonna be an RPG, which is really interesting. It's a really interesting approach to me, and I really wish I had an Xbox One so I could try it out, but not yet. Not quite
I wish
yet.
I didn't live in a college dorm so that I could try it out and not have to have no room for all of the plastic instruments.
Well, not to mention the fact that everyone would always want to be coming over because Rock Band's awesome and it's a great party game. It's one of the top party games ever, right? I can't think
It is. It's so much fun to play with other people. I was incredibly into Rock Band for quite a while.
Oh, me too, dude. That's what started. It's what convinced me to learn a real life instrument, or not a real life instrument, but a rock instrument like bass, which is what I play now. So,
I was into Guitar Hero.
yeah, Guitar Hero was good too.
Number 3.
Dude, that game had such a good track list.
Yeah.
It was a little too easy though, except for the hardest stuff, which was stupid hard.
That depends on the person,
that Dragon
really.
Force song. Why can't I remember what it's called?
Through the Fire and Flames.
Yeah, that song sucks.
Lasts 45 minutes.
I freaking hate that song. It's not even good. But I would just try to play it, and I never could. I could beat it on hard, could never beat it on an expert, though. So, anyway.
I think when I was really into it, I just started playing on hard finally before I stopped.
Yeah, same here.
I was
You're
really
like,
good
oh,
at the
I can use
game for a
that
while.
pinky.
I could do almost anything on expert mode. The 2 songs I never mastered were Raining Blood and Through the Fire and the Flames. I think those are both from Guitar Hero 3, actually. So, anyway.
I wasn't really as interested in
Hey-
mastering Guitar Hero.
hey, look, we
because
got
I
off track
ended up
again.
mastering DDR instead.
You were a DDR
It's still
master?
about music. Yeah. There was this one song that I would play on the hardest mode and just maybe miss one note. It was amazing.
Did you have Mario Mix, the DDR GameCube one? Because I did.
I did
No, I
too.
only had the PS2
I still
one.
have the mat in my closet. I still have it.
So do I.
Crazy.
So do I.
Wow.
There are some surprisingly good remixes in that game. There's a lot of really bad ones, but
Oh,
there's
yeah.
a couple that are really good.
I liked the one from Super Mario Brothers 3, the jump theme or whatever it was, the one with Toadette. How do I remember this stuff? I don't know. That's what music does. You can recall certain moments because of the music in the
Yes.
games.
I think my favorite song from DDR Mario Mix is the one where you fight Waluigi. It's a theme from Wrecking Crew, and it's actually really good.
How come Waluigi was the villain in that game?
He was the
Because
villain of
he's
the first
Waluigi.
world, and then you beat him, and then you fight other people.
Oh, I couldn't remember.
You fight Bowser at the end
Oh, okay.
to a Mario Kart Double Dash song.
I remember that
Because it's Bowser.
And then there were a lot of classical music remixes for no reason.
because it was it's public domain and they didn't have to pay anything for it and they didn't really have to
Yeah.
try. So
Yeah, but there were enough Mario tracks at that point.
yeah,
Basically, they pulled stuff from the NES, Super Mario World, and then whatever was new in the GameCube.
anyway, that's a that game got a lot of criticism when it came out, but for what it is, I think it's really good. So
Yeah. I
not
haven't
that
played it in a while.
I would recommend that you go play it, but no one can find an intact copy of that game anymore probably without the pad. And there was only that one that was released for GameCube. That was the only one. So
Yeah.
good luck.
Well, I got mine, so I'll probably play that again just because I want to remember what it is.
Maybe someday I'll
What
play it
it's
again.
I probably won't because I don't have it.
Okay, so we keep distracting Xiber. I'm sorry.
Yes. So let's move on to the Western ones. And just one of those songs I had on my SPR was a Spyro song. And the Spyro games on the PS1 had amazing soundtrack.
You know why? Because they were written by Stuart Copeland, drummer for The Police, who's a fantastic musician, by the way.
Yes. Because, it took me a long time before I was all like, wait a second, this soundtrack is really amazing, because that was before I was into just, loving video game music. And also, the Crash Bandicoot games, they didn't really have as amazing as soundtracks, but the main themes of each of the games still stick with me.
The first game had a lot of really good music, like the intro, which you can hear right now. The first Crash Bandicoot intro. It's playing right now magically behind my words. Thank you, editor. It's really good, and it makes you think the game is going to be good, which is really disappointing.
The game is good, it's just
No, it's
super
not.
hard.
It's not good. It's garbage.
Hey, I was able to beat it 100%.
It barely
just,
even works.
2 weeks ago.
I hate that game. You hate Super Mario 64. Why am I not allowed to hate Crash Bandicoot?
Because I say so.
Fine.
Well, now that I've had a
it's
PS2
fine.
for years,
Number
I
2
can
and
go
3
play
are
it.
so much better.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm saying the second and third Crash Bandicoot games were a lot better, though.
Well, now that I've
And-
had a PS2 for years, I can go play it.
Yes, you can. You can just... I just got on a PSP and bought them digitally.
So we want to know, right? What is your favorite video game music track? Like that specific, like one specific track. If you had to pick one, not necessarily you guys, but I do want our audience to answer. You guys are unprepared, obviously, for this question. But this is the
I
one-
know the exact answer.
Okay, go ahead.
Well,
It's
then.
it's not only my favorite video game track song, it's my favorite song in general.
Mhm.
So I knew exactly which one to pull. It is the theme of Silver the Hedgehog from Sonic 06.
Are you serious?
Absolution. Yeah. That
Well,
song's
at least-
really good.
At least we know there's something good that came out of that game.
Yeah, the music in that game is actually surprisingly really good. It's like the best thing about it by far.
Huh. Well, I guess I'm also prepared to do mine too, and it's actually the space pirate theme from Metroid Prime. It's so iconic, and it's just very. I mean, we made a whole show based around space pirates called Space Pirate Radio. In space. There's your in space joke, Chris.
We filled the quota.
Yeah, he was threatening me before if we didn't make an in space joke. So. All right, this podcast
This
lost all.
podcast is weird, though, because we're liking Sonic instead of Disney.
This podcast is weird in general because I feel like while we've had several gaps of just nothing to say, we also have music behind it too, so there's still stuff to listen to. So
Yeah, we've been off topic, but also kind of on topic.
We don't-
because
we
we're
don't-
still talking
so
about
we don't
music, but
quite
not
have-
a direct topic.
yeah, and we don't quite have the chemistry necessary to do a proper podcast because Xiaber never talks on usually, and then
And I'm new.
yeah, and Chazzy's new, and then I haven't done anything good in like weeks. So
But this is the best podcast ever, right?
yeah, I would say this is actually one of our better shows. Just
Yeah.
That's going to be the title of this podcast. Best podcast ever.
all right, if you want to do that. I mean, it doesn't really say what it's about, but anyway, Xiber, what's your favorite? Do you have a favorite?
That is so hard to choose. There's just so many good songs.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, mine changes frequently. It's not like
Yeah.
my favorite game, which will probably forever be Metroid Prime. But like it just honestly, a lot of music is just kind of what you're in the mood for, which goes back to that point I made earlier about music creating mood. Like if you're in the mood for something happy, you're not going to want to listen to the Gears of War soundtrack. You're going to want to listen to Super Mario
Heaven.
Brothers 3 or something,
I think I'll have to go with the 13th Struggle from Kingdom Hearts 2.
What happens in that
It's-
one? Like
What?
what's the setting for that track?
Oh, it's the organization theme, pretty much.
Oh, okay.
I think it's like a remix of a bunch of organization themes, actually.
How many organizations are there?
One.
Well, wait, they all have it. I'm confused.
Like, it's a bunch of themes from Organization 13 and the Nobodies and etc.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, it's really good. Lots of battleness, lots of epicness.
Kingdom Hearts
Battleness
is
and
like
epicness.
the one thing, like, oh, I have a PS2. That's the thing I want to do first.
You need to play Kingdom Hearts.
That and like Persona 4. Those are like the two that I'm like, okay, I need to get these first.
Are we
Yeah.
ready to wrap this? I think we've done a good solid 45-ish minutes here.
Yeah, something like
Well, I
that.
guess we could say what music in general do you really enjoy from video games? Is it like the epic battle ones, the adventurous exploration ones, or emotional ones? What do you enjoy the most from video games?
Are you talking to us or the audience?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Well, also the audience. Leave a comment below.
For me, the tracks that I enjoy the most, and I kind of brought this up earlier, are just the super immersive ones. I don't want something that's going to like take over the experience, but I want something that's going to be so atmospheric that adds to the mood of the game that it's going to like whenever I hear it, it's going to bring up memories of that part of the game, but while I'm playing the game, it's not going to be intrusive on the experience, but it also adds to it at the same time, which is quite a tall order, I think, for any song, but there are a number of them that do it very well. A lot of them you can hear in Space Pirate Radio episode 2 for me. So, which is why that still remains my favorite Space Pirate Radio that we've done.
So is there any mood in general you enjoy the most?
This is going to sound weird, but moody is my favorite mood. Like kind of dark, but with a little bit of brooding, I guess. Throw a little teenage angst in there, and you basically have Kingdom Hearts 2. So
you should tell Omni
Or
this.
Shadow the
Omni, I
Hedgehog.
need you to make a song that is moody, full of teenage angst, broody, dark.
Links
Can
to
you do
Shadow
that?
the Hedgehog soundtrack.
yeah, basically.
Chazzy, what about you?
While I definitely love a lot of tracks that are more immersive, I think I might be exactly the opposite. And I like a lot of tracks that kind of have like a really driving melody, and like a lot of tracks that just like have a really driving melody and like a good beat that kind of gets in your head and gets stuck with you.
You must really like the Meta Knight theme from what Kirby game was? It's the one that was in Smash.
Superstar?
Yeah, the one from Smash Brothers Brawl 2.
Yeah, that song's fantastic.
Yeah, I
And,
like that one too. Actually,
like between there are two King Dedede themes in Smash Brothers. The like one from Brawl that's kind of the same type of upbeat thing as the Meta Knight one, and then the one they just made for Wii U, which is like a Japanese inspired one. I just can't listen to the Wii U one. I can only do the Brawl one because it's just that one's got so much energy and is so upbeat, and the Wii U one just kind of like drags.
I think
No
that's why I
offense to
like the
anyone who likes
gourmet-
that version. It's nothing.
I think that's why I enjoy the gourmet racing from Brawl and Wii U.
oh yeah, it's a good one. I like
Yeah.
we're on the topic of songs we like again, but I really like Checker Knights from Kirby Air Ride. I think that's what it's called, right?
don't
I really
know.
like the two final boss themes from Kirby's Return to Dreamland and Kirby Triple Deluxe, like Crowned and Soul of Victoria. Those songs are really good and really like high intensity.
Kirby as a series, I think, is underrated in terms of its music. People don't usually bring it up, but I actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it's like that series actually has a lot of good stuff in it. So
I completely agree, but they do reuse a lot of tracks from that game, which is why it gets a little bit overlooked.
oh, by the way, earlier when we were talking about favorite composers, I don't know how I failed to mention David Wise. So I'm sorry, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
I
don't know how
didn't
I
mention
failed to
David
mention-
Wise.
I don't know how I failed to mention how I think Jin Sonoe, the main like Sonic guitar guy in Crush 40, I think he was better before he actually started doing Sonic games.
So there's a lot of
I
stuff
like-
that we obviously forgot.
He did a NASCAR arcade game before he did Sonic Adventure, and I think that's the best like game in terms of his sound. Like that's his best game so far, and it's like a weird NASCAR arcade game.
So,
Play Into
going-
the Wind, editors.
All right,
By,
so
Good
going
luck,
back to the
by the way.
favorite kind of mood and stuff. For me, I think I really do enjoy like just in general most moods, but my favorite has got to be either humorous moods if done well, or just the emotionally driven ones where it makes you care about the characters and stuff kind of moods. I
Yeah.
guess humorous, for example, would be some of the Earthbound or Mother songs. So like, wow, this is humorous.
I feel like there's a lot of those moments in
The shop theme.
in Paper Mario also.
Yeah. Earthbound's shop theme.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Humoresque of a little dog.
Yes.
so good.
And then like contrast that with like the Mother 3 love theme.
Yes, like it's so weird how they can like have this humorous like parody almost game yet still have it so deep with dark themes and emotional stuff.
That's really the reason I like Earthbound so much.
It's the sign of a masterpiece when you can do that.
Yeah.
You all should play Mother and Earthbound because I say so.
Don't even bother with Earthbound Beginnings.
Hey,
yeah.
I'm playing that right now.
I bought it and I'm gonna play it soon, but
It's
I'm like,
so
I
low
already
on my
know,
priority
this
list.
is not gonna be as good as Earthbound or Mother 3.
It's more similar to Final Fantasy 1 where you actually have to go around and talk to people to figure out what to do.
Like, and it exists, but it's like, why? I mean, I could just play the. It's one of the rare
could just
examples
play the better ones.
where I'm okay with not playing the first one because it's like irrelevant.
Yeah,
I
and they
definitely
don't
do
connect to
miss-
each other at all, pretty much. You
I
can play
kinda
Earthbound
do.
without even playing Mother
Yeah.
1 and completely understand everything.
So I love that we got people to talk today, but we're going long, so.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess I should end this podcast then.
I think so. That might be a good idea.
Any last thoughts before I do
Real
this?
quick, I have plugs. So we need a plug. You can follow me on Twitter at Spiegelwe if you want. I tweet about things, and I've been teasing our new shows lately, so check that out. If you are interested in the other stuff that I do, you can always check out groovy.com, GROUVEE. And we do a podcast over there as well where we talk about a wide breadth of topics. So I enjoy doing that. I'm also part of a new 18 and up podcast, which I'm not going to plug on here, but you can find on my other stuff. Like you'll know about it if you know me. So
Also, I might as well plug this while I'm here. If you're in the Maryland area, the University of Maryland Gamer Symphony Orchestra performs every winter and every near the beginning of summer, and we are really I think we're really good, and you should come see us.
Man, why is
Or
everyone
just
on
look
the
up
East
our
Coast?
music at umd.gamersymphony.org, and you can find all of our recordings of all of our performances for the past few years.
that's a good plug right there. Go check out that website.
We just did a 4-movement symphony for The Legend of Zelda, and it was fantastic, and it made our conductor cry. So you should
Wow.
yeah, it was that moving that by the end of the symphony our conductor was in tears, and I was almost in tears too. So you should go listen to we need to get that recording uploaded, but you guys should go to that website. We have a lot of fantastic arrangements.
The website one more time was what?
umd.gamersymphony.org.
Excellent.
I really hope the conductor was crying because it was really good instead of really bad.
No,
It was sucked so bad.
it was beautiful, and it was also his last performance. He was gonna graduate and leave the orchestra. So
Oh, wow.
There was a lot of
I definitely
emotion
need to
there,
listen to
and
that.
So very dramatic.
it was really dramatic. We ended with the
okay.
So yeah, everybody burst into tears, and it was
You flooded the
really
auditorium.
beautiful.
There were so many tears.
Isn't it kind of hard to play instruments when bursting into tears or singing?
it was hard. Yeah,
Play some lead
it's hard to conduct while bursting into tears. He hunched over and was and
everything is
bawling.
playing beautifully, and then all of a sudden it just sounds horrible, and everyone's crying.
No,
What happened?
yeah, But yeah. Go look up the music, and if you're in our area, come see us. It's free, so there's no money, but you have to drive to University of Maryland.
So it costs gas money, but
It costs gas money, but
Yeah,
it's
why is
definitely
everyone
worth
here
it.
on the
It's
East
such a
Coast?
good performance, and there are other Gamer Symphony orchestras in our area and other parts of the U.S. So you should just go look up anybody.
Yep.
Also, can I say I love symphonies that perform game music? Pokemon Symphonic Evolutions was fantastic.
No, you can't say that.
you're not allowed. All right, Xiber, wrap it. Do you have anything to plug? Oh, yeah, you do. I'm gonna test you, see if you get it right.
Yes, if you want to follow me, just follow me.
No,
right
not
here.
that.
This is where I
not
live.
that. The other thing.
SPR.
No,
You all should
no.
watch
You're
Space
blowing
Pirate
it. You're blowing it.
Even though you all should watch Space Pirate Radio.
Like, comment, subscribe. Like our video.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Leave your comments.
Love us. And just watch more of his podcasts. This is Xiber with Spiegelwe and Chazzy signing out.